Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this file and the font that they want to use. It's Arial Black, and it matches pretty good. They wanted to say Tex-Mex. And if you're not from Texas, Tex-Mex is a Mexican type restaurant with a Texas flair. So probably not, interior Mexican food, but a Texas style Mexican food. I'm from Central Texas. So what we need to do first is kind of spread these letters out. So we're going to go to object and break it apart. I'm also going to change his drawing line a hairline. It'll make life a lot easier. Now that this is broken apart, and I'm going to set my nudge factor on like 0.1 inches. I'm going to select these three letters and I'm going to nudge them out of the way about where I kind of think they should be. I could actually maybe go a little bit more. Let's go 0.05 and nudge them a little bit more. Now what we need to do is select them, left click, right click, an outline, but we also need to go to object and convert them to a curve. If we don't convert them to a curve, you can't cut them. You can't cut text with a virtual segment delete key. So now we're going to get a 2-point line, and also by drawing with a hairline, we get the size we want, and it'll snap to the nodes better. Now I can take this and take away that spot. Now if we measure the E is about 0.75 big. We're going to take a 5-sided star, holding down the control button. With my ratio lock, 0.75. Now I'm going to bring this in. I don't know why that keeps popping up. Kind of bring it in. And this one actually has like spaces between them. So I don't know if they want that, but that's easily said or easily done. We need to nudge down a little bit. Yep. So let's get our nudge factor set on 0.001 and just nudge this guy down a little bit and see if we're not going to touch. We might have to make the star just a hair bigger. Yep. So let's make the star 0.78. Wow. Now let's see if we can nudge down. And for the one I'm with, 0.78 is maybe too big. Let's go 0.76. We just barely want to be able to get the edge. And that's really all you need to do. And if you, now my space is bigger. We could have fixed that. We could still fix that even now. I'm going to set my nudge factor. Well, I'm going to leave it there. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this and then delete that for a second. And this is not a line yet. So I'm going to move this over. And I'm kind of looking at the one above it. Now I can paste and it put the star right back where it was, but now I can move it over. And the last thing you have selected, you can move over. And we're going to get it about in the middle. And this is personal preference. And then all you have to do is color it in. Take the Smart Fill tool, and if you wanted those same colors, you could use the eyedropper tool and get that same color and fill. That's really a dark. It doesn't take a good sample of the picture. Let's just use red, and then turn it to a blue. And that's all that's to it. Now we need to figure out if you want that to be blue or not. You could make that blue or red. Now I do not, I could have left that space up there. And I could have done that just by, well, let's just do it. Let's make another copy of this and move it down. And let's left click, right click. My star should still be, yep, my star should still be there. And I can make my star. Let's go back that 0.75. Now it should bleed. No, somehow I must have made a copy of it. Huh. Don't really know why that did it. It's only on the star. But I can very easily get rid of that one. I'm going to hit F4 on the keyboard. It'll bring everything back because you don't tell them where I went to. So now this might leak a little bit, but this one by the original is blue all the way around. So the star is just the star is just smaller. So we're just going to take it and make it 0.73. And now it's going to leak, but we want that separation of that white and black. And so two things we can do. Let's take a 2-point line, holding down the control button so it's perfect. Let's make it 0.5, but go ahead and turn it into an object. We're going to take that same line, make a duplicate of it, and beat it right here and just kind of rotate it about where we think it should be. And because it's an object, you know what, we can left click, right click to see if we're more in the center, and we're pretty close. We still got our nudge factor set low. There we go. Now, no, it's actually the other side. So I'm going to mirror it and put it over here. That's going to separate the red from the blue and give us that little bit of a space. So now let's take blue. Why did it leak? Let's back up here. Oh, I didn't make it. I moved that line, but didn't make a copy of it. Whoop. Oh, the plus key on my keyboard is not working. So Control D. Then you can move it up, and because it's at an angle, we can put it at 0. It'll be back to where it should be. And because I made it a outline, and you have to make it an outline, but since I made it no fill, I can see the center. Now we'll take that blue, and then we can go to the red. And if if he wants like the original, or if he wants like that, now you just got to remember to remove that type of stuff. And probably the easiest way to do stuff like that is just, let's see how, yeah, it's pretty little. Let's set our nudge factor on 1 inch. And let's get the red and just move it out of the way. This way there will not be any lines. It'll just be color. Delete that. Let's put a black background on it just to make it kind of pop out. Object order back a page. That's pretty cool. I think that's the way to do it. You know, it leaves some space there, and more like if I hadn't I was really looking at that and I kept seeing this white. Anyway, I hope that helped him understand a little bit, and thank you for watching.